What's up, it's Joshua, man. Sometimes I don't know if, like the people show up as, like, God, like, trying to make me uncomfortable because, I don't know, to move me somewhere. Or it's, like, the devil because he knows I'm about to do something. He's trying to stop me from doing it. No, I really don't know. So it's annoying, like, people, like, I came and sat there and this dude comes up, whatever, man. I don't even care what. That's not what bothers me. It's just that it happens all the time. I don't even give a fuck. You don't, like, really bother me. It's just like, sometimes it's like I'm in the middle of doing something, bro. And like I was like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "What's up, bro?" They say, "Bro." But anyway, that's not the point. I wanted to get to the point of like Genesis, right? So we've gone down like, welcome to the kindergarten class of Josh teaching you about the Word of God, man. It's the kindergarten class because like I'm a kindergartner, right? I'm not as smart as like fucking Dave Jeremiah or Jonathan Kahn or like even Bishop Barron. I'm just like a kindergartner. So I'm gonna explain it. I'm explaining my kindergarten version of like, you know, what God was saying. So if we go, like, if I wish I had a Bible or like some scroll or something. I wish I had a scroll like Jesus had, like, and I could go and unroll it and be like, "This is what this means. I'm unrolling my scroll." I just came out. I wish I could do that, but I don't have a scroll. I should get a scroll. Like, and I should start a podcast, and then like, that's what David Jeremiah. Like, if I was David Jeremiah and like I had like a podcast, I would like have a scroll there, and I'd walk over Jonathan Kahn should do this, and like have a scroll there, and then walk in and like not even touch the scroll, just have it like have it like on. I don't even know how you would do it, but like have it unroll as you walk it. This has been fulfilled in front of your eyes. Anyway, that's not really funny. I don't even know. Like, see, there's a lot going on up here, and that it just went. I was just like, oh my God, I should be Jonathan Kahn's published. Right? That would be so cool. He'd be walking, he'd be like, "I just had the download of the dragon." I figured, like, and then like he'd walk in, right? He'd walk in, and it'd be like he'd be in Egypt, like this. He'd just walk in, he'd walk up to his thing, he'd be like, "This is the harbinger download," and the scroll would just go. I ain't tell you what it is. That'd be super cool, wouldn't it? Why can't I have some stuff like that, God? Anyway, so let's go back to Genesis. So I've been like, if you've been following along, the kindergarten version, right? So man creates, right? Man creates, and what man creates, or what? Abracadabra, I'm Shinlin, like whatever. If that's actually how this world is supposed to work, and what I speak because I'm created in the image of God. That's why the Jews are so concerned over one word. Or they talk about it all the time. If you listen to the rabbis, I don't listen to them a lot, but if you listen to rabbis, they'll talk about it. They'll talk about speaking about somebody or what you say about them or whether you like them or not. Like, the rabbis are really big about, like, somebody that you know is bad, but, like, giving them, like, telling somebody else that, you know, like if somebody came up to you and was like, let's say there was this bad person and they knew that they're bad and they were like a roofer. I'm just explaining it in like my unrabbi Jewish terms. And they were like a roofer, right? And then this guy came and he followed you up here and it fucking pissed you off, right? And they were like a roofer, right? And one of your Jewish friends came up to you and said, and you knew that this guy was a bad guy. Maybe he was a good roofer, but you knew that he was a bad guy. He was a bad guy in the essence of God. And he said, "Well, how do you feel about him as a roofer?" And you said, "Well, yeah, he's all right. He's a good roofer." That's bad because you're speaking that out of your mouth. Like, they're really big on that because you just referred this guy that's against God to somebody else. Whether he's a good roofer or not, it doesn't matter. But in the aspect of God, right? You're not supposed to do that. Like, stuff like, because because what abracadabra, I'm David Copperfield, I'm Harry Potter, I'm the Wizards of Waverly. But anyway, it's bad to do that because that's what it says in Genesis, right? And here's the point that I'm trying to get to. Like, I mean, this is a long, like, I have a bunch of different reasons. This is why Genesis isn't a book of law. Because what's in Genesis, it's a story. But there's a bunch of stuff in there that's unverified. I mean, I can't verify like every little detail of the Genesis story. I believe it to be true, but it's a story. It's not law, right? And because it's not law, what you're doing is when man gets thrown out of Eden, he gets thrown out with Satan or whatever. So they both get thrown out. And so the devil or Satan or whatever is part of the Genesis story, right? And man creates. So the reason that my understanding from what I know from my walk with God is the reason that Satan wasn't jealous. They wanted the angels, the fallen and man are created two different. They're different, right? They're created differently, and if you put them together, like the angels have powers we don't have, but we have powers they don't have. And Satan wanted those powers, and so the only way to get it is to get Eve to commingle with Adam, right, and get together, and then that's why you will be like God. Because they have part of what God has, and we have the other part. And if we put these together, you will be like God. And they wanted that. And that's my understanding. Whether that story is true or not, but that's my understanding. So, like, the basic premise of Genesis, of creation of this world, even though it doesn't work out like that for me, like, so they get cast out, right? But Satan gets thrown down too, but he's commingled. So he has the power of creation that man has, and like, you know, as far as I know. Right? So it says in Genesis, like, man's created in the image of God, right? And that's law. Well, since that's law, then when Satan gets thrown out because Satan's commingled, Satan has that power too. Right? And that power is perpetuated. So God pulls man out in Exodus, right? Which is the first book. That's why he hands down the law. Now that's the law. Now if you put Genesis in with the law, by the powers of this world, that other stuff that happened is still law, and Satan has control over this world. Satan has control over this world because it's a book of law, but it's not a book of law. It's not a book of Moses. It shouldn't even be in there. But the reason it is in there is to corrupt everything, because if everything's working the way that it's supposed to be, that makes Satan God in this world. Really, I mean, I could lay it out. It's like, but that's the basic premise of it. I don't know what you think.